Inspired me to start my own line.
Yeah?
On Amazon.
Yeah, I remember you'd always be asking and
That's how Barber Up was started.
Really?
Yeah, you're a part of the inspiration.
That's awesome. See, everyone I come in contact with eventually has a piece of Amazon.
Yeah, right?
It's nice. Hey, what's going on? We're here at my barbershop today. Dennis, he's the man with the master plan. He's also an Amazon seller. So we're just gonna be shooting the talking all things Amazon, learning more about what I do, more about what he does, and getting a trim at the same time. Get ready for my Vegas trip.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Let's talk Amazon.
It's what we do every time I'm here anyways,
That's
so
right.
it's absolutely no different.
That's true. When did you start now? 5 years ago?
I started selling in February 2013.
Wow.
2013 I started.
Seemed like yesterday.
Yeah, I was coming here, right? I was coming here.
I remember when you were selling in your house, right? In the basement?
I was selling in the basement. Maybe, yeah, so when I first started selling some products, I couldn't afford to come here. But once the product started moving, I was like, you know what? Let me go see this guy. He looks like he's got the classic barbershop. I always see people packed in there, so.
You inspired me to start my own line.
Yeah?
On Amazon.
Yeah, I remember you'd always be asking and,
That's how Barber Up was started.
Really?
Yeah, you're a part of the inspiration.
That's awesome. See, everyone I come in contact with eventually has a piece of Amazon.
Yeah, right?
It's nice. There's a lot of opportunity, and there was a lot of opportunity back then. I'm happy I got
scalable. It was scalable for you.
It still is. I mean, so, okay, it's more saturated now, but there's also a lot more tools available now.
Right.
You know?
More than ever.
More than ever. Like, I remember when I was flipping products out of the basement, I would be going to Costco, and I'd literally go with a notebook and a pen. And I write down the UPC, the item number, the price, maybe a description of the product as well. And then I'd spend 2-3 hours in there and go home and search them all up on a laptop, because this was before the Amazon seller app.
Right.
You know, this is before you could just scan products. So then I'd find the profitable ones and I'd quickly go back and purchase as much as possible. So long days, a lot of long days, and a lot's changed since then. But
so you started out selling food, I remember, right?
you know what? It was really just big box, like the club store products. I started in RA. Later on, when I went into wholesale, it was with organics and supplements. That's where I started.
What's RA?
Oh, RA's what they call retail arbitrage. I just found that out last year. Don't mind me. Yeah, I was selling RA for 6 years until I found out, oh, you mean that's retail arbitrage? I just call that buying products at the store.
Right.
But when you start going into all the forums and Facebook groups, they have their own lingo for everything.
Okay, so that's how you first started.
Yeah, that's how I first started.
The majority was food, right? And now
you know what? I'd say, there was a stronger point of food at some point. Not right at the beginning. At the beginning, it was more supplements. Later on, we saw there was an opportunity in food, organic food, health foods. So we kind of moved that way, and it was about 70-30, with 70% being food.
Right.
And now it's just a really diverse.
What was your first hire?
My first hire was
when you needed that first employee. What was it? What was the role?
a guy that I knew, Vinny D. Vinny D. He passed away a couple years ago. But I remember I was in a 1,000 square foot warehouse.
I remember that one.
And I needed more time to source products to get online. This is when I already had my first wholesale account, maybe 2 at this point. And I needed more time to source. So I was like, I need to bring somebody into the warehouse. And I remember that first week he came, we had maybe a couple cases of Kirkland fish oil, a couple boxes of mac and cheese to-go cups. I mean, literally you could fit it on one pallet.
Right.
And you know, it's a 1,000 square foot warehouse, so you could probably fit about 30 pallets in there.
30 pallets.
I was like, how are we ever gonna fill this place up? I gave him a composition notebook and he laid out boxes flat on the ground he organized what was already pretty much organized just to keep himself busy.
Wow.
And he kind of wrote down our inventory stock. He did, he did a quick check on
that was
our
your
first
first hire.
That was our first hire. He later on became a warehouse worker / driver. My second employee is still with us today. He runs our warehouse.
Who was that?
Greg.
Greg? Okay.
Yeah.
I saw him today.
Yeah, we saw him today. Yeah, I tell people it's not my warehouse, it's Greg's. It's true. He runs it.
How has Amazon Pantry changed the game for sellers like you who are in food?
So I think Pantry and Whole Foods joining in has made some subtle changes to it. However, Amazon lowering referral fees for grocery products and making changes to their FBA fees as well has also helped us a lot. You know, I think Walmart going into the landscape has helped us because Amazon knew it needed to keep its referral fees and its shipping fees low, their FBA fees low, in order for their sellers to compete. Because the more they charge us, unfortunately, we just have to pass it on to the customer, right? So they knew in order for us to be able to compete, they have to keep those prices low. So Walmart has, been a blessing.
So when you launch a product,
Yeah.
how long do you run your pay-per-click campaigns?
Okay, so first we go really aggressive. We do an automated with a manual, really aggressive. Manual based on the keywords that we already looked up beforehand, based on the category of the product itself. Also product targeting based on the ASIN. So we're already doing that, but then we might have missed some. So that's why we're doing an automatic campaign. And we know, like, ultimately, if you want a product to do really well, you need to spend, $5,000 to $10,000 in the first 30 to 45 days.
Really?
It depends how fast you want to scale up, right?
Right.
Like that one brand I was telling you about, I had it ranked 10,000 in health and household within 20 days. That was a combination of using promotions outside of Amazon, of using promotions inside of Amazon, of using social media, of using coupons, and going very heavy on PPC campaigns.
How long will you run an automatic campaign with a manual?
So automatic campaign I probably run for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. And it really just depends on how well my manual is doing. If my manual is converting really well and I have the ACOS where I want it to be,
Right.
I'll just continue just to tweak the manual one, trying to lower my ACOS without affecting my conversions.
And how are you tweaking? With what?
Well, I'm looking at the different keywords, the targeted keywords. I'm seeing which ones aren't converting or which ones we're just spending money, we're spending clicks on and they're not converting. So I might remove those. Ones that aren't converting as well, I might mess around with the bidding. And then I might also optimize. And then the ones that are doing really well, I'll filter it because I'll start in broad, then I'll go to phrase, and then I'll go to exact so I can lower my costs.
So if you were giving advice
Yeah.
to a new Amazon seller right now, what would you recommend their first hire to be?
Someone to do the manual stuff.
For example?
Whether it's stickering the products, labeling. Listen, I don't know what you're going to pay the person, but let's say you're paying them $15 an hour, right? Cash. If you can source $30 an hour cash, meaning you find 3 aces that are making you $10 and you buy 1 unit of them each,
Right.
You've already made money and you're learning. So that's the thing, like people, a lot of people I talk to, they go, oh yeah, I'm losing money on this product. I'm just like, how much did you spend on college? How much did you spend?
Right.
How much money were you making at your 9 to 5 when you were really possibly not learning anything, but just doing the same job over and over again? Like,
Right.
Here's an opportunity to learn, invest in yourself, and maybe break even, maybe lose a couple shekels, but like at the end of the day, you're learning.
At the end of the day, it's a skill.
Right, like everything I'm talking to you about right now is just from experience.
Right.
From a lot of what people call mistakes, I'd rather call learning experience.
Absolutely. What is your mix of categories at this point? Like, you're selling less food now.
Yeah.
So are you focusing more on private label? Are you focusing more on?
We're definitely focusing more on private label. We're also focusing more on working with brands directly because we're so much more than just a seller. We've built systems, automated a lot of processes, have a lot of analytics behind us so we can provide a lot of value to brands. And then the other aspect of it is we've just diversified our entire portfolio as far as the wholesale aspect of it. We sell ice shoes. We sell automatic chicken coop door openers. We sell, sneakers, and then we sell.
And most of your sales are on Amazon?
Yeah, almost all of it. That's where our focus is.
You also sell on eBay too, no?
We do. We sell some products on eBay, some on Walmart, and maybe one a year gets sold on Jet.
So how do you recommend acquiring new suppliers?
I think you need to do more than just talk to them. I think you need to analyze their product on Amazon and then analyze their competitors. And that's what a lot of people don't do.
Suppliers?
The suppliers, as far as, I'm talking about brands, like picking up brands and going directly to the brands.
Right.
But also a lot of our suppliers, that's the way we pick them up, right? So let's say we're looking up a tool supplier.
Right.
We'll go look up its competitor and we'll say, hey, we just got a catalog from so-and-so, but theirs isn't as extensive as yours. Kind of boast them up a little bit. We'd like to go forth and open an account. Can you send us over the information for opening an account? Or if there's someone there we could speak to now. And if there's someone there we could speak to now, we'll talk about the different opportunities and we'll talk about how their competitors working with some Amazon sellers right now to kind of move volume. And, it works.
You can't upload a video without being approved by brand registry, right?
Correct.
You have to be brand registered?
Mm-hmm. I might be the first human to ever get their first shave live or video. Maybe.
What do you mean?
Not. I wonder if there's another human being who ever got their first shave recorded for them.
Oh, really?
I'm
sure there is.
Right? Yeah. But like cell phone recorded, not DSLR.
Can we get hot towel?
Why, you try to become the shave king of Montclair?
Yeah. Oh, was that all right?
Mm-hmm.
You're good?
Yeah. What are you going to do now? What's the plan of this?
To soothe your, soften your beard.
Really?
To make the shave more pleasurable. You follow?
Yeah, so do I have to start doing this at home now?
You should.
Is this what you do?
Yeah, man.
You really walk around like this?
Kids will like it.
Yeah.
So what do you recommend at trade shows? You go to trade shows a lot, right?
Yeah.
Find new suppliers?
I recommend going to every trade show possible. But at first, you pick an industry and go with it. But Amazon, you don't need to stick with one industry, but you just learn about it and then you move on to the next one and continue. The more time you spend around people, can I still talk? I'm getting kind of nervous.
You talk very little.
Okay.
Just don't do any sudden reactions,
No, I don't. I don't know how to.
You nervous?
A little bit.
Good.
I'm just wondering if I've said anything wrong to you in the past 6 weeks.
You should do this as a ritual before you go to Vegas.
Yeah.
For trade shows.
Yeah, well, I'll be at the next
This will
one.
put you on your game.
Are you going to the next one? You were talking about
I'm going
it.
to Vegas.
That's awesome. Great.
I'll see you there.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And there just so happens to be a convention going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I told you I'm going to go hit the convention for a little, just kind of meet up with some people, some other sellers that I know are going to be there, and then go meet with my supplier.
So
Spend the day.
when you meet a new supplier, what kind of questions you ask? What do you want to know from them?
Well, I'm gonna before I even meet them, I'm gonna do my own analytics, and I'm gonna provide them with free information as far as their Amazon account.
So you want to meet?
Yeah, and even those that I don't know, I'll ask them questions about how it's being handled. Is it just a seller, or is it an agency?
Mm-hmm.
Growing a business is growing a relationship.
Especially with your suppliers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing a relationship with your supplier.
Exactly. Taking care of them. One hand feeds the other. If somebody wanted to buy your course on how to shave properly,
Absolutely.
you're gonna offer that?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
BarberUp.com. All right.
That's a clean cut, Dennis. That's a clean cut. Ready for Vegas.
How long was that growth? A week?
Yeah, I was here about a week ago. I think at 35, I'm finally able to start growing facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kicking in.
Or how about taking an item from a category and moving it to another category because you think it'll have a better fit?
Yeah, is it your own brand or another brand?
Your own brand. Private label.
It's going to affect its BSR, its best sellers rank.
So what would happen?
Well, what's going to happen is that, you know, but I've done that. So
And how
when
does it work?
I originally, well, one of the products I was selling was originally in industrial and scientific, right? And I did that because it has a 12% referral fee versus health and household 15% or, you know, home kitchen, whatever. And I noticed the conversion wasn't as well as I wanted, so I tweaked it around. I messed with keywords, everything. It still wasn't quite where I wanted. I switched the category to health and household, and now the product moves a lot better. And it was because I saw a lot of my competitors that had a product similar were in that category. So I was like, you know, I originally put it in industrial scientific, and this is the first brand I released, this about 4 years ago. I put in industrial scientific thinking I was slick, saving money, and really it was just hurting my conversion.
Ooh. We're putting the final touch.
The final touch. First impression is everything when you're meeting with that supplier or brand. And don't forget, it's about what you don't say. That's what they're looking at first. Big friendly smile,